Welcome to Thinner Peace in Menopause and Beyond. This is Dr. Deb Butler, Master Life and Weight Coach, and as always, your coach. Today is episode number 114, and I want to talk to you about why this is your very last time. Stay tuned. Hi, everybody, all my dear friends from all over the world. I can't believe how long I've been doing this, and I can't believe how many of you are downloading my podcast. I get such beautiful letters from you, beautiful reviews. It is just so rewarding to be able to talk to you and to send this message. And on top of it, I just came back from life coach training with the Life Coach School, which is where I trained to become a coach, and why it has made me such a fabulous coach. And I am so happy and so fortunate and so privileged to be able to give back all the skills that were given to me. And that, of course, was from my mentor, Brooke Castillo of the Life Coach School. And she's been running that now for about 10 years. I was like in her very, very first class. She, in her school, is exploding, and life coaching is becoming unbelievable. You would not believe all the students that came here to learn, from medical doctors to CEOs to extremely professional women and lawyers and men, and I just can't believe how much the industry is changing, and what a beautiful time to be in it. And once again, how privileged and fortunate I feel to be a part of the Life Coach School and to be able to talk to you every week about all the tools that I was teaching last week, that I teach you every week. And I'm telling you, if you're looking for a different profession, life coaching is such an unbelievable field right now, just unbelievable. So without getting more and more into that about the experience, which was amazing, I have something I really want to talk to you about today, because I got a very, very special letter from one of my clients. And I know I talk to you about this all the time, but it is so touching to my heart. And I also think it's really inspiring for you to hear what my clients have to say. But very, very specifically, I did an interview with one of my clients about 3 podcasts ago. Her name was Shauna. And one of the tools that I teach all my clients now is a tool called Why This Is the Last Time. And I always have them do it on the second to third last visit or session that they have with me, because I really want their mind to be solidified why this is the last time for them. And also, I talk about it a lot right in the beginning when we first start coaching, because I want to solidify in anybody's mind that's working with me in this program, which means you, even if you're not working with me individually, you're working with me right now. I want you to be able to solidify in your mind why what you're doing with me is going to be the very, very last time. And if you really wrap your mind that this is the last time you will ever have to lose weight again, it changes everything. And so I make sure that my clients have thoughts about why this is the last time when they first start working with me, and then I have them really write why this is the last time when they're finishing with me. So one of these clients just sent me her Why This Is the Last Time, and it was so beautiful that I want to read it to you today. And I also want to read to you the letter that she sent to me with this, because I think it says a lot about the coaching that I do. I know many of you are listening to this because you want to lose weight, and I'm all in. I want you to lose weight too. But the reason that you're carrying this weight for 20 to 30 years, if you're anything like I was, is really not anything about the food at all. And of course, that's what I learned on my journey, which changed everything for me. And that's what I teach in my programs and on my podcast. That, yeah, I know you want to lose weight, but the only way that you can really ever lose weight permanently is to be able to, number one, be able to feel negative emotion without eating it, and to realize that you are the creator of your own thinking and that is where all the power is. Those two things, once you learn that, makes a difference in everything, how you treat food, how you treat yourself. So I want to talk to you a little bit about this client in particular, because once again, I love her. This is such a touching letter, and it says so much about the coaching. So this is what she just wrote me. She said, Dr. Deb, thank you for helping me navigate through some very critical challenges in my life over the past several weeks. I know that God's love for me is real because he helped me find you. Your coaching has helped me cross over what could have been arduous bridges of life with my husband and now with my aging parents. And to think that I called you to help me with my weight. Thank you for following your inner compass that ultimately led you to be a life coach. I feel incredibly blessed to have you in my corner. I just love that. And, when she's talking about this inner compass, I've talked to you about the body compass before, and it's body sensations that you feel inside of you that is bigger than your mind, that has that feeling like, I really feel like I should do this. You have this intuit hit. I talk about that a lot, and that is why I became a life coach. It's like Oprah and Martha Beck jumped out of the TV one day and said, I'm doing life coaching and I want you to come. Now, they really weren't talking to me, but I felt like they were talking to me. And I had this feeling inside of me like I had to go. And that's what she's talking about in this letter. I really did feel like I had to do it. And every single day when I coach somebody, coach many people actually, I cannot believe that I actually get paid money for doing this, because I think that this is such incredible value that I get to pass on to people every day, and they change their lives. I believe that I have tools that help people change their lives. And she is just a perfect example of it. But one thing with her that I want to tell you about is when she was talking about her husband and her aging parents, is that she had so many thoughts about that were causing her so many negative emotions and she was eating them. Because that's what she had always done for most of her life, is whenever she felt bad, she would eat. What she learned over time with me was, number one, she gets to decide what she wants to think. So some of the things that she thought about her husband were that, well, I'm not really going to get into it because it's personal, but I just want you to know that she thought things that were causing her pain, but she thought it was her husband was causing her pain. And what she learned from coaching, and what, of course, you learn, is that the only person that causes you pain, because those are our emotions, are your thoughts about that person. And you get to think anything you want about anybody, right? If you feel pain, it's because you think something that causes you pain. So it's kind of twofold for her. Is number one, I got to show her the thoughts that she was choosing to think and where her pain was coming from. And once she realized what she was thinking, she really didn't want to be thinking it anymore. She really could change it. And when she did, number one, she actually did not feel any type of burden or any type of resentment towards her husband anymore. She just loved him, right? And he didn't change, but she decided to think something differently about him that she could absolutely believe it changed everything for her. Now, the other part of this is that she also, and you'll read this when I read to you what she wrote about why this is her last time. But one of the things that she really learned was that even when she is in negative emotion, when she's feeling bad, what she always used to do her whole life is when she felt bad, she would beat up on herself to make her feel worse, and then she would eat to make herself feel better. And then she would beat up on herself for eating and make herself feel worse. Can you relate to that? It was an endless cycle for her. She always thought there was just something wrong with her, but really all it was is that she was a human being with a brain, and she was letting her brain run the show. Now she knows that she's a human being with negative emotions, but she also has a brain that she can control. And that has made a huge difference for her. So what I'm having her do, because we have maybe about 3 or 4 sessions left, and I will say she has lost a lot of weight also, but I think probably, and you can tell by her letter that she's not even talking about the weight because the burden that has been lifted from her over some of the things in her life that were causing her so much pain, she realized was just from her mind about her parents or her husband. And once she could see that, everything changed for her. So when she went to write Why This Is the Last Time, I really have my clients put some thought into it because I really want you to know. This is for you too. I really want you to know, and I really want you to think about this too. Why this is going to be your last time. Why this is going to be permanent. Why you're never going to have to lose weight again. And I'm telling you, when you start thinking in that way, I think what it leads to is what I've taught you in the past, the other tool, which is called massive action. And massive action is when you're willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. So if, number one, you know this is going to be your last time, you will never have to lose weight again because you are willing to do whatever it takes until the job is done, guess what? It's done. There is nothing else that can happen from that kind of thinking if you believe it, right? Because the feeling is empowered, it's motivated, it's all the feelings that you need to get the job done. So I really want to encourage you, wherever you are in this cycle, on this journey, is that I want you to think about why this will be your last time. And I really want you to put some thought in it. You can journal about it. And then maybe I'm going to read you my clients why this is her last time in a minute. And maybe you'll get some ideas from her too. And you can also listen to my other client, Shauna, on her podcast, so you can hear what she had to say why this is her last time. But what you must know without a doubt as you do this is that this will be your last time. So she goes on to write, this is the last time I'm going to have to lose weight because I now know that I am in control about how I want to think and feel about food. In the past, I used phrases like I'm addicted to sugar, I deserve a treat, meaning something sweet and lots of it every day after coming home from school, or other thought errors like I need to eat at least 6 times a day to keep my metabolism going. In other words, food was constantly on my mind. It was my fix-all, yet it was my enemy. Food was a paradox, and I never before believed that I was ultimately in control. I felt as if I were a victim. This is the last time I'm going to have to lose weight because I now know that circumstances are neutral and that I can make conscientious choices about my thoughts. And when I struggle to control my thoughts, I can be in tune with my feelings and work backwards to correct my thought errors. I now have tools to help me be mindful and in control rather than a victim to circumstance. This is the last time that I'm going to have to lose weight because I now know that when I have moments of weakness, and I will, that it doesn't mean that I'm a flawed person. It simply means that I'm a human, one who stumbles, but one who always gets back up again. I can write it down, learn, and then move on. I can keep moving forward without beating myself up or not being perfect. And I want to interject in this letter that what she's talking about when she says, I can write it down, learn, and move on, is another tool that I teach about any time that you make a mistake or you have what we call a failure or a mishap or you fall off the train or whatever you want to call it. I have a little tool that you use where you write it down and you answer a few questions and then you move on. That's what she's talking about. So you never just let it go. You always learn something from it, and then you move on. And if you're interested in getting that tool, you can always write me at Dr. Deb at drdebbutler.com, and I'll be happy to send you the tool. Okay, now I'm going to go on, but I really wanted you to know about that tool. She goes on to say, this is the last time that I'm going to have to lose weight because I now see that eating to fuel my body is a great gift to myself, one that I deserve. I have less aches and pains, more energy, and a healthy tummy, something that I've battled for years and years. Pain had become a norm. Now I see that sugar and flour were never really my friends. Rather, these were the causes of these pains. Looking at my body and mind transformation chart is evidence of this discovery. And I'll interject on this that when she talks about a mind-body transformation chart, it's a chart that I use with my clients as we look at what happens to the body and the mind as we take flour and sugar out. We do it as a science experiment so we can decide if it's something that we want to keep or if it's something that we want to get rid of. And so for her, she learned so much about how these foods were affecting her body. So then she goes on, this is the last time that I'm going to have to lose weight because I view my relationship with food completely different. Food is not my fix-all, but food is a beautiful gift to nourish my body and mind, keeping both healthy and strong. This is the last time that I'm going to have to lose weight because it really isn't about the weight at all. It's about realizing that I have the capacity to learn from each new experience, applaud myself for being mindful, and then just move forward. I no longer have to remain stuck in a vicious cycle of trying to eat myself into happiness, only to be left disappointed and then eat more. I have the power of choice. Choice to recognize thought errors, choice to allow myself to be imperfect, choice to say no to things that ultimately hurt me, and a choice to love myself so that I can love others more fully. Yes, this is the last time that I'm going to have to lose weight. What a blessed, incredible gift to myself, and I deserve it. And this is what I want for you too. So I want you to take some time and write for yourself why this is going to be the last time that you're ever going to lose weight. And please feel free to use anything that I've used today from my client to help you. But I want you to know this absolutely can be your last time. And for anybody that I'm individually working with, that is my goal for them, that this is their last time. And how that happens is part of my miraculous program that I think is amazing and that I love so much. But it really starts because we start working on changing the mind and knowing from the get-go that this is the last time. So, is this the last time you're going to lose weight? I hope so. If you need any help from me, I offer a mini session where I can talk to you and help you see your mind more clearly, or I can explain this amazing individual program that I do with my clients. Either way, all you have to do is go to drdebbutler.com/work with me, and you can set an appointment up. I only do 3 a week and they book up pretty fast. So if this is interesting to you, go do it. And of course, as I end this, there's only one thing left I always have to say to you. And of course, my client put it perfectly in why this is her last time. I want you to be so very, very kind to yourself. Bye-bye, and see you next week.
I would like to invite you to correspond with Dr. Deborah. Go to iTunes, drdebbutler.com/iTunes. And you can review the show, and you can even give some helpful suggestions on what you would like to talk about in the future to accomplish your mindfulness and your journey into mindfulness. Thank you.